And again, be sure to check out the video because it has a great video that Jamie put together for that song. And it just goes so beautifully with it. And yeah, so check it out. All right. Well, as it's been mentioned, the title of today's talk is Backseat Chatter. And as we know, a backseat driver is someone who gives unwanted, unneeded, unsolicited advice, and sometimes criticism about our driving from the back seat. Mostly by giving instructions on when to go and when to stop and where to go and how to get there. And even though they don't have a steering wheel back there, that doesn't stop them from trying to drive anyway. So if we're driving in our car and have someone in the back seat that is acting as if they're in the driver's seat, and for that particular trip, we have no choice but to take them with us because they're part of it. We'll likely have to remind ourselves that we may not be able to get rid of the back seat chatter, but we do have a choice as to how we experience the journey just the same. I mean, we can ignore the ongoing monologue or chorus behind us until it becomes like a hum, like white noise that isn't a problem at all. Or we can let it fluster us and interfere with our focus and interrupt our good driving. Or we can simply stop, get out of the driver's seat, invite them up front, and let them take over. And you've probably guessed why I'm talking about all this. It's because this earth life is a lot like that kind of a trip. The backseat chatter is the voice in the back of our head, comprised of beliefs and ideas we've picked up like hitchhikers over the years. And that voice often gives unwanted advice and directions and criticism that we hear going on in the back of our mind. And because we get to decide how we want to experience the moments of this earth life and our earth journey, we're free to ignore that backseat chatter, or we can let it fluster us, or we can even let it sit in the driver's seat in our life and prevent us from expressing ourselves as the powerful spiritual being that we are, who is the master of our mind. It's up to us to decide if we're going to be the master of our destiny or a victim of the misdirections of this world. It's been said, you are the driver of your own life. Don't let anyone else steal your seat. We could say that we all came into this three-dimensional environment fresh from our natural, multi-dimensional spiritual environment. And that we arrived in these physical bodies with our spirit still attached and our oneness with the spiritual world still intact. And we planned from the get-go, from the very start, to be the driver along our earth journey. That was the plan. And we had no worries because we knew that we were fully equipped with a spiritual GPS to guide us all along the way, to guide us to the best routes to take for the best adventures while we're here. And we knew that because our spiritual GPS was always turned on and tuned in to us, that we'd receive guidance through our intuition, through our gut feeling, through inspiration that would let us know how to get wherever it is we want to go. And like a GPS system in a car, our spiritual GPS would even let us know about the obstacles that we could avoid if we chose to. And all we needed to do was stay consciously plugged into it. And yet, we also knew that if ever we lost the signal, that we could always tune in again, to turn on again and be connected again. Anton St. Martin wrote in his book, Divine Living, The Essential Guide to Your True Destiny, intuition goes before you, showing you the way. Emotion follows behind to let you know when you go astray. Listen to your inner voice. It is the calling of your spiritual GPS system seeking to keep you on track towards your true destiny. And we intended to follow our spiritual GPS in full trust that we'd be guided safely and joyously from birth all the way through this earth life. No wonder babies laugh so much. They still know that. But it didn't take long for most of us to start getting mixed signals that confused us about who we are and why we're here. And we forgot that it was our idea to take this trip in this trippy world. And in our confusion about where our guidance came from, we started listening to authorities in the outer world. I mean, our parents first, then our teachers and doctors and grown-ups in general. Because they'd been in the world long before we were ever born, and we figured they knew all the good places to go and how to get there. And those voices are part of this lifetime for us. They're part of this particular trip we're taking in the world. We can't toss them out because that chatter has become part of our humanness, part of our human experience, part of us in this world. And since we have no choice but to take it with us, and because we know through experience that trying to hum and not hear it, or arguing with it, only makes it louder, we'll have to remind ourselves often that even though we may not be able to get rid of that backseat chatter, we do have a choice as to how we want to experience this earth journey. We can choose to ignore the chatter through an awareness that being human doesn't interfere at all. It doesn't change the fact that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. It's part of this earth trip. all that information. And it doesn't have to be a problem at all. Or we can let it fluster us and even allow all that chatter to get up front and get in the driver's seat and take us to unwanted places. And often, that chatter gets the loudest when we're thinking about making a change, when we're thinking about mixing things up in our life, when we're thinking about a new route to take or doing something we haven't done before. Maybe it's going out dancing, or maybe it's learning something new, learning to play an instrument, or learning a new language, just learning something new that we didn't know before. Maybe it's traveling to some place that we've never been, but we've always wanted to go. And maybe it's just deciding that we want to stand up for ourselves and say what we want in this life. And then that backseat chatter starts in. What will people think? You're a little old for that. It's a little late for that. It's going to take up way too much time and money. You never follow through with anything anyway. What makes you think that you can do anything new now? And that voice no longer sounds like mom and dad or some other outer authority. It sounds just like us. And it not only tries to direct our journey through fearful advice and that keeps us small and keeps us from moving forward and having greater experiences of joy in our life, it seems to criticize every little thing we do. Why'd you say that? Why'd you do that? Eckhart Tolle wrote, "What a liberation to realize that the voice in my head is not who I am. Who am I then? The one who sees that." The critical voice in our head picked up all of its information from those around us who didn't have a clue as to who we were, because they didn't have a clue as to who they were. So how do we become the one who sees that? Well, along this earth journey of more and more self-discovery, the most persistent voice that holds us back more than any other is one that we've heard over and over and over again if we've ever driven with a child in the back seat. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? It's a question our human mind asks often. But the true answer can't be received or understood by the human mind. Our human mind is designed to travel through duality. It's the vehicle for this human experience. It's not the driver, and it's not who we are. If we ask our human mind, am I there yet? Am I spiritual yet? It's always going to say, not yet. How often, when it comes to forgiveness, how often when it comes to reacting to someone in a different way, How often when it comes to being authentic and real about who we are, how often when it comes to living as a powerful spiritual being, no matter what anyone else thinks, do we hear that inner voice say, I'm not there yet. Can't do it yet. It's been said the end of the search can only be reached by the power that began the search. Our spirit, our soul, our true self. We arrived in these physical vehicles with our spirit behind us and within us, and our oneness with the spiritual world still intact. That's where all the fuel comes from for this earth journey anyway, even now. The answer to am I there yet can only be given to and understood by our heart and our soul. In the way of the heart, we read, you will laugh when you discover that you have not moved an inch. Where you are is in eternity, not in time. Where you are is in the place of your birth, the mind of God. This is the only thing that is true, and it is true always. We can stop trying so hard to become spiritual and just be spiritual, because that's what we already are. It's where we already are. Deep within us, we know that's true. We know we've never left the holy, love-filled place of our birth. We feel it around us, we feel it within us, and we can choose to be the one that sees that anytime we choose. There were so many beautiful songs that Marcia sang here at LEC over the years that touched all of us. And her voice, combined and intertwined with the music and the lyrics, was a holy experience. And the lyrics to one of my favorite songs that she sang goes in part like this. It's already there, what you're looking for. It's already there. Don't have to search anymore. Open your eyes. Believe that it's true. It's already there, inside of you. In any moment, we believe that's true. The backseat chatter in our head becomes a holy hum. White noise filled with light that is not a problem at all. And we are able to hear our spiritual GPS loud and clear. Namaste. All right. Okay. Well, this is the time of our service when we get to say thank you. Thank you, everyone here. Thank you for being present. Thank you for bringing your beautiful energy into this place and just filling it with your love. And thank you for watching from wherever you're watching, because that's valuable too. However you've chosen to be with us, we are so grateful that it was your choice. And we're also grateful for all the financial support that you offer LEC, because we surely love doing what we're doing, and we'd love to continue doing it. And we can do that through your financial support. So if you've been wondering how to give, and you just can't figure it out yet, then our wonderful treasurer, Dr. Jamie Phillips, is here to tell you how.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
What'd you say? Oh, never mind.
Ignore it.
Ignore. If you would like to donate to the Life Enrichment Center, you can do so online via Facebook, and our Facebook address is facebook.com/Life Enrichment Center, and you can hit the donate button. You can do it on our website, lecflint.com, and there's a donate button on that site. We have a PayPal email. It is lec2512@gmail.com, so you can give to us on PayPal. And our new mailing address is Life Enrichment Center, P.O. Box 321294. I heard some chatter back there.
One me.
Flint, Michigan, 48532. And in the sanctuary, we're going to be taking up an offertory. And while we listen to Marcia Allen, Nick Calandro, and Pat Cronley singing I Am Blessed, and then Reverend Stephanie will be up for a gratitude prayer. Thank you.